Hi, Stephanie. Oh, okay.
Hello, hi.
Hey, Stephanie.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. I text the
Oh no. Okay. No. You're good.
do I need to go vote?
I don't think we're voting on anything
Yeah, we're
today.
not voting on
Just
anything.
with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't need you for quorum, so if you need to sit out the meeting, you can.
Okay, I could be on the Zoom. It
Yeah,
just has to be in person.
okay. Whatever's, yeah, if you wanna participate in the, meeting remotely, that's fine.
Okay.
Feel better. Sorry.
Yeah,
Thank
sorry for that.
you. It was very unexpected.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Okay. I haven't heard from Herbert, but we could probably just get started. Okay. Just before we get started, are the minutes up for us to review? I haven't heard anything. Let's see. No. Um, let me just check the-
Did you meet in?
Yeah, we met.
Minutes. Let's see, where April, nothing.
Nothing, so nothing for us to review. Which I guess we couldn't adopt it anyway because we're on a forum.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get started. It is April 9th, 2026. The time is 7:13 p.m. This begins the meeting of Bronx Community Board 11's Education, Culture, and Youth Services Committee. We're going to go around and introduce the community board members. I'm the chairman, Alex Ellison.
Dear Taylor, secretary.
I'm Cynthia Rodriguez, the chair of the board.
Stephanie, do you want to introduce yourself? Yes.
My name is Stephanie Bonilla. I'm community member.
Okay, so first on the agenda is the conduct statement. It is on the agenda. We asked those in attendance to adhere to the conduct statement. We leave one in attendance with respect. There are no meeting minutes to review, so we'll go to the next item on the agenda, which is a presentation from 2-5 Athletics founder Anashe. I don't want to say it. Upumaka?
Yes.
Okay. Who is going to talk to us a little bit about his organization. And let me share the screen, my screen, so I can put up his slideshow.
Is it on Chrome? Maybe Chrome tab?
Do that.
Yeah, is that one? Yeah.
Okay, Stephanie, can you see the slideshow?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Anashe, the floor is yours.
Okay. Should I stand? Would that make it?
Oh, we're talking more so it's better.
So my name is Nashi Maka. I've lived in community board 11 my entire life. I was born in Chicopee Hospital. I was raised in the Pelham Parkway houses, and currently I am dorming at NYU. So I guess I'm not currently. Well, I am a resident here, but I'm spending most of my time in Manhattan. But I decided to create 2-5 Athletics Incorporated in January of this year, and I'll get into that throughout my presentation.
Next slide.
Yes. So that's just an agenda for what I would talk about. It's going to be backgrounds. That's actually not goals anymore, but background, goals, impact and engagement, and then Q&A that I can answer afterwards. All right. So my background, that is a picture of me because I was born and raised in Allison, like I've said, and that is me playing basketball at PSA 9. That was my elementary/middle school, the first 10 years of my life. I went pre-K through 8th grade there, and growing up in that environment, like being there, I played a ton of sports growing up. I played football, I played basketball. I did just about like a little bit of everything. I even tried out for baseball once, and as I made friends in these sports background, like in these sports experiences that I had, I realized that my friends from other neighborhoods had more access to sports, like being able to play sports than I did in our community. And that kind of just, that thought process grew with me as I went on to study sport management at NYU, which is what I'm currently doing. I'm a sophomore there. And I took a class that taught me to view sports as more than just competitive athletic games. Started to view it as something more, something like a nectar between people. So with all of that, there was a day that I came back home and I was just playing in the park with a couple of the kids that I know in the neighborhood, and they asked me to coach a basketball team for them, like create one. So I was like, sure. Like I'm studying sport management, I figured it aligned enough. So I created Limitless Basketball in last April. It's actually probably been exactly a year since I made it. And from that, I created a social media page and learned how to like market it a bit. It was marketed as a sports team. That's what I was promoting it as. But as time grew on, I realized that like I'm honestly kind of a bad coach. And I figured that because I'm not a person that really likes excluding people from things. Like I like everybody to be a part of everything. And throughout all of my studies and just my personal research from having a team, I realized that there's like a gap in youth competitive sports where you have the top of the top competitive sports, and then you have no space competitive sports, and there's no real middle ground. And I feel like that middle ground could serve a lot of people. So I rebranded Limitless Basketball into 2-5 Athletics this January in hopes of creating a space for kids that fall within that middle ground of not necessarily just wanting to play pickup basketball, but they aren't good enough to play that high level competitive sports that we see all over social media. So next slide. Oh, wait, go back. I forgot to mention the fun fact. Sorry.
How do I go?
If
You
you
just-
just page up, you
yeah.
should be able to
Yeah, you could do.
on the keyboard. Page up.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And the fun fact, 2-5 Athletics isn't just a meaningless
Oh.
name. It actually represents the 2 train lines that create our community borders. That is 2 trains on the west side, 5 trains on the east side. So I thought it would be a pretty nice name, and it's very catchy.
I was wondering about the name.
Yeah. All right. So that first statistic that I put in there is true. 97, according to NCAA in 2015, 97% of high school athletes do not go on to play in college. And that's what I created 2-5 Athletics for, that 97% of people. And mind you, that stat was taken in 2015, and there was an entirely different landscape for youth sports back then. So that number is likely much lower now. And essentially some of the goals that I have first I'll start off with my mission statement. So the mission of 2-5 Athletics is to provide exposure to the marginalized and underserved communities of the Bronx through accessible and low cost opportunities of competing and engaging with community members through athletic competition. So some of my goals with the organization would be to provide safe alternative out of school extracurriculars for students in grades 3 through 12. I would like to host low to no cost accessible athletic events that any kid could be a part of. And I just overall want to connect our community through sport and spread my personal passion for sports to the youth. So there's some things I just want to go through. I just want, from all the things that I've learned from NYU about sport and how it could be much more than just playing against each other. I just want to be able to bring that to our community where people probably just view sports as just, I'm gonna beat you, not much else. So, yeah. And I also want to use me running 2-5 Athletics as a way for me to learn from my experiences to eventually mold that into something more as I continue my career in sports after I graduate and get into the job industry. I actually would like to be an entrepreneur, and one of my main goals is to have my own sports organization and run one as an adult. So if I can grow 2-5 into something that's as big as that and it fulfills my dream, that would be great. everything's just me learning and trying it for the first time.
Okay.
Good. Go to the next slide, please. So I have already had some impact and engagement on the community. Limitless Basketball had over 250 players involved with our programming throughout the summer of 2025. And since March of 2026, which is when I started actually actively posting after the rebrand of T5 Athletics, I've had over 80 players in the 2 events that I've hosted, as well as gaining over 300 followers on both Instagram and TikTok, and over 150K views on all of my platforms in the past 30 days. And I also have a team chat with 80 plus student athletes in which we just discuss basketball, discuss life, help some of them with colleges, but it's like what you were mentioning before, as I actually attended NYU on a full ride scholarship. So I did a lot to reach that, and I feel like I can also provide that knowledge to some of the kids in our community. And I also have a tournament lined up with PS/MS89, which is my old middle school, that I reconnected with them and told them about my organization. And I will be hosting that on May 2nd of the coming month. And it'll just be a 1-day tournament, kind of me just showing the school like what I could do in hopes of possibly creating a long-term connection with them. And I've also collaborated with Jacoby Stand Up to Violence, like that program in the past, last summer, on some of my events. And I currently have a summer-long tournament lined up with them, in which it'll be multiple games for multiple weeks, and it'll be like a big thing in the Zig Playground. So, and I also hope to create another event with them this Juneteenth, but I haven't talked with them yet. I plan on talking to them within the next week about it. Yeah, so I didn't really make a slide for this, but in terms of why I bring all of this to your attention, it's because I would like to connect with all of you just to learn how to better serve the youth in our community. Like, I am a pretty young person. This is my first time doing it, and I do believe that, I mean, no, I do believe you all have more experience than me when it comes to avenues like this. And I feel like most sport organizations don't really try and tackle it from the community side, try and tackle it from like the profit side. I'm like, oh, I'm going to market this, I'm going to make money this way. And that's not really what my organization is about. It's more so just about, as I've mentioned repeatedly, connecting the community like through sport. And of course, it does revolve around money a bit because you need funding, you need sponsorship. And I hope that you all, maybe not sponsored, but could at least help me out with figuring out things like that, as this is my first time doing it. And overall, yeah, I mean, I also believe that my youthfulness could be of service to you all, as typically somebody that is my age, I'm 19 years old, doesn't really get involved with the community so at such a young age. And I believe that I may have unique perspectives on issues that you all may be tackling that I could be able to provide my voice to. And yeah, I believe that's it. I think the next slide is just Q&As. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, great presentation. Thank you for coming.
Do you have a particular, like, I know you grew up in Community Board 11, but is there like a particular catchment area that you're thinking about, like just Community Board 11, or let's say Pelham Gardens, you know, have you thought about that?
So currently, I mean, what is the definition of catchment?
It's basically whatever boundaries that you're thinking about in terms of who you're looking to target and engage with. So let's say, you know, from like our catchment area is very defined, you know, like part of Gun Hill down to, let's say, Bronx Park East to, you know, a part of Westchester Square. So like that's our catchment area. So those are like our defined borders where we serve. So like, you know, some people when they start an organization or they're looking to kind of do a particular service, like you may want to limit it to a certain neighborhood, block, region. So I don't know if that's something that, like, I know you mentioned the 2 and the 5, right? So is it like, let's say the last stop and the first stop on each line or something like that?
Well, I would say that my catchment area would probably fall in between. At least for now, I'm focusing more on my direct community, like the people that I know. I know that they can spread the word. I know that I can spread the word through the community board as I'm a resident here.
Yeah.
So that's my primary catchment. I would say a secondary one would probably just be the entirety of the East Bronx,
Right.
as I feel like what I'm saying for my community also expands north and south of here.
Yeah.
Maybe not the South Bronx. The South Bronx does have a lot of people, and I also wouldn't expect people from the South Bronx to come uptown to come to my. Of course, they're not great.
Right.
Did it's not that far. There's so many opportunities in that area where it's like I wouldn't expect them to, and unless I do really good at my job. But yeah. So I would say my catchment area does fall between the line that the 2 and the 5 train create, and of course, I'd naturally love to expand. Like, I mean, the final goal is the entirety of New York City, but of
Right.
course, you can't start off that way.
Yeah.
Can you say more about the events that you have had and what it's looked like? So you said the one, it was 250 students, but like it's not pickup. Are you doing like tournament style 5-on-5, like single loss they're out? Like what's the actual event look like?
All right. So the actual event, typically I call it 2-5 runs.
Mhm.
Runs meaning pickup runs, but
I
they
think
are
so. Yeah.
And essentially, like, it's me giving structure to the pickup run. So I'll keep track of who has next.
Mhm.
I give games a 7-minute running clock timer, and I only stop it if the game is close within the last minute.
Okay.
And it creates a more competitive environment because, like, you play and you get off, you gotta wait this set of time, but like
Mhm.
you know that you're gonna play again. Unlike
Mhm.
most pickup games, like if you go to a park you don't know anybody, you're probably not gonna play
Mhm.
if it's fact. And it just
Mhm.
gives kids the opportunity to play pickup that feels like it means something. I
Mhm.
record videos of the runs with their consent, of course. And
Mhm.
I post them on social media, which is something
Mhm.
that kids enjoy because when you post the clip of them playing basketball on social media, it
Yeah.
feels like to them that they're that kid that they see on social media doing the crazy stuff and the high level competitive sports that I was talking about. So I can film what's like probably a step above no stakes like pickup runs and make it feel like it's high stakes competitive runs. And I believe that I'm sorry, wait, I think I've lost track of
No, you're good.
well, but yeah, that's what the basis of the events that I host are. The events I have ran in the past, I have done a 5v5 tournament before. That was when it was still limitless basketball.
Uh-huh.
I actually created it was last Juneteenth. It was very successful. It was doing really well. There were so many people in the park. Everybody was having fun, and it started raining, and we had to stop. But outside of that, it was a team before, so I didn't host many events versus traveling with the team and going to different areas around New York City and bringing them there and playing.
So is the idea to continue hosting events for now, just in Community 11 or like within like this district and like the border district? Do you want to do like grade specific? Do you want to do grade bands? Like just thinking about keeping it competitive, but also thinking about the different levels that those different grade bands are going to be at. And so like just your overall vision, if you could name what you want it to look like in the next, because you have one coming up. When?
May 2nd.
Like what is that event gonna look like versus what do you want this to look like in a year? Like if you had some tangible, like concrete things, I want to do 5, 6 different events outside, indoor. I want to partner with this many schools. I want to do just middle school, just elementary. Like, do you have an idea of what that looks like yet?
So I would say in 1 year, if everything goes well, I would have a space to host my runs inside because that's a big problem. That's kind of the main reason why
Once a
I
week,
feel
once a
like
month.
it would be once a week.
Mhm.
I would be like that's the main reason why I feel like I need to increase access because that's the difference between our neighborhood and the neighborhoods down like in the South Bronx, Upper
Mhm.
Manhattan. They have gyms they can go to and play at. The only gym that we have in our immediate area is like Bronx House, and that costs money that kids just don't have.
What time would these be?
These would probably be in the early afternoon, and also to speak
Saturday or
Saturday.
weekday?
It would
Okay.
likely be Saturday, but also like I would be willing to do because kids would go at whatever time I have them at. So it would really be more dependent on the places allowing me to use their space versus my own restrictions because I'm very flexible. Kids are very flexible if it's not during school hours. So that would really be totally dependent on the school. And in terms of grades, I would have middle schoolers playing with middle schoolers, high schoolers playing with high schoolers. My primary audience, I would say, is high schoolers because, like, I mean, those are kids that are on social media. They're the ones that are seeing my content, and they're the ones that will, like, watch it and like be like, "Oh wow, this that."
Yeah.
But I also want to target middle schoolers, which is why I'm having a tournament inside of a school because that's how you get because like if let's say you're in 6th grade, you play in this tournament that this organization is having, and you see yourself on social media, maybe that post goes viral and you go viral.
Mhm.
You're gonna remember that throughout middle school, high school. If you're still living in the same area, you're going to show up to our runs and like.
Who usually is playing basketball when you go to a court?
Um, what do you mean?
Like what age would you say is
They would say I would say it's typically teenagers, like middle schoolers, high schoolers.
I would say if not for elementary, doing some kind of like camp to develop not only the interest, but like having a pipeline of students that are already familiar with your organization that will then, feed into the middle school, sort of like high school realm of the organization. But like they need to play too. And they probably aren't playing on courts because it's adults and older kids. So just thinking about like in your 3rd grade through 12th grade vision, how do you position them to also be part of the narrative, because they are important, because they are going to eventually be your students who are going to be in that sort of like age bracket.
Well, what I'm like the age brackets for the PS89
Yeah.
Tournament is 3rd through 5th and
Oh,
6th
okay.
through 8th. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why I say third through 12th, because I'm going to give. I wouldn't have a camp yet because I don't think I'm qualified. No, I'm just saying that I don't think I'm qualified to teach. At least not yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will be in like a couple years, but I mean I'm 19. I can't. I don't want to live that. Yeah, I am pretty good at basketball. I think I could teach 3rd graders how to play. It's just a matter of I don't think schools would allow me, a 19-year-old, to come in and teach kids, except for PS89 because they know me. But I don't think it's something that I would want to rely on versus having the tournament with PS89, being able to show other schools in the area, this is what I can do for your school, and hopefully having that with different. Because I mean, kids like to learn how to play basketball, but a lot of the times kids love to actually be playing the sport versus just learning how, because they learn how to do it in gym and I remember when I was in elementary school, when we had the basketball unit and I already knew how to play basketball, we spent like a month learning how to play basketball, and it was so boring to me because we were learning how to dribble the ball and I was just like, boom, 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 give it to the next person. So I'm targeting the kids that already have an interest for basketball and want to further excel that, not necessarily beginners.
Okay.
At least not right now.
Mhm.
So
Can I ask,
Yeah.
have you talked to Bronx House about using their space?
I have, and they said that they are not looking for any outside community partners. That was actually me collaborating with Bronx House was actually one of the main reasons why I created the nonprofit. It was because when I had first reached out to them, they said you need to be a nonprofit to do this, and I thought about it. And I was like, I should actually do it, and then I did it and reached back out to them, and they rejected.
Is it because they require you have to rent the space? Or is it a lack of funds, or is it that they just don't want that space being used by anybody?
They just don't want that space being used by anybody that's not Bronx House.
Okay.
It's also Saturday programming. They have a lot of kids there.
Yeah,
The idea that I had that I proposed to them was because I actually had a membership to Bronx House right before I went off to NYU, and I would be attending. I would go there to their gym. They have a lot of kids in their programming, but on the weekends, on their weekend blocks for basketball, like Saturday and Sunday, there's actually no kids that are there. At least from when I was going 2 years ago, most of the times when I would go there, I would just be shooting around by myself. And I found out a way where Bronx House isn't really losing anything from it, because I thought to maybe, because they have a guest fee that's $15, and I was thinking we could marginalize the guest fee from $15 to $5. They would only have access to the gym for that 2-hour time that Bronx House has, the teen open gym, and I would promote it. I would film it, but I wouldn't. I mean, I would work something out where we would probably both be benefiting from it. But at the beginning, it was more so just kids are paying you all to use the space, and I'm filming it. I'm documenting it and putting it on my socials. But at the end of the day, and I'm not renting out the gym, so Bronx House members could still come in and use the gym and be a part of the program. But they didn't.
Okay.
Like that. Or maybe they just. I mean, I don't think it's anything personal, obviously, but yeah, they just. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, what kind of resources or things would be beneficial for you what are you looking for right now that would help your program?
Right now, I would say funding opportunities and connections with schools so that I could teach them, like tell them about my organization at least before the school year starts, because I know that probably when the school year starts, schools are way too busy to hear about an external partner coming in and hosting a basketball tournament of all things. So being able to plant that seed into schools before school year starts, before they get their budgets and everything, that would be also pretty great as well.
To host events there, or to get the word out about your organization so kids from those schools could participate, or both? What do you both? Okay. And the funding? What do you need the funding for? Like, what would you use it for?
I would need the funding to be able to host events on my own. Like the summer long tournament that I'm talking about is completely funded by SUB, which I'm grateful for. But I can't rely on things like that if I want to host my own events. And I'm a college student and I am paying for it out of pocket. And I'm
What's some of the overhead that you're paying for? Like, what does the cost cover? Like, just so if you're like outdoors, especially, is it like the park permits?
outdoors, yeah. Well, for nonprofits, I'm pretty sure we can get park permits for
Yeah.
like a very cheap price or completely free. But outside of that, it would be like referee fees. That's a big
Okay.
one when it comes to basketball tournaments.
Yeah.
Referee fees, camera equipment, because right now I just use my phone, but
Mhm.
eventually I'm gonna want to turn it into something more. Camera equipment, jerseys for one-day tournaments. Because I would like to like be able to produce shirts
And shirts or jerseys?
and jerseys. It would be dependent on the
Like
event.
practice bibs or like
It would depend on. So if it were a Juneteenth event, I would want it to be a shirt. If it were a summer long tournament, I would want it to be a jersey.
mhm,
Like just different things like that.
that you keep or that the kids keep?
They get to keep.
You know how much jerseys cost? Like, what kind of jerseys are we talking about?
Well, I would be able to find like, because all right, one of the board members that I have, he's actually he's a designer.
Yeah.
So he has a t-shirt presser. So I've actually found a way to like make t-shirt. I can make t-shirts for like $5 each,
Okay.
essentially, which would be
Like
great.
screen printing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do plan on selling merch,
Uh-huh.
and that merch would also fund the organization. Like I'm thinking $5 to make the shirt, $10 to buy it.
Mhm.
It's affordable. I think kids would buy it. I mean, a lot of kids that I know, like they all like the branding of it. Especially, I recently changed the logo to make it fit the branding a lot more.
Is the logo the one in the presentation?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at your TikTok right now. I'm gonna have to check it out some more.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what are your social media? Is it just
It's on the next slide in the presentation. I have
Oh, wow.
all of that information there. I also finished making the website late last night, and
awesome.
you will actually be the first to see it.
Yeah.
Scan the QR code.
So you are a 501c3.
Yes, I have the status.
Okay.
Like, Cyrus.
Well, that's a good thing. And then have you reached out to like any of the electeds, for possible funding requests? I'm not sure, I know that like for some people, budgets are due at the end of June. I don't know what that looks like in terms of, accepting applications for discretionary funding or whatever, but like I would definitely, at a minimum, reach out to the electeds, your local council people, and try to establish a relationship with them, because if now's not the time, then maybe it's a relationship that you can foster, and later on down the road, it may look like a few bucks to help with certain things. Yeah.
And we might be able to help you with that if you wanted to get in contact with electeds.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I think the other thing I would suggest is talk to the principal that it's your middle school, right? That you host at. Principals know a lot of principals. And if you're trying to host it in a high school or host it in another indoor gym in another location, ask them if they know other principals in the area, because they might have a relationship. And if they already have that in with you because they trust you, it might be easier for them to win that space. I think the issue with the Saturday is that you have to have an administrator there. The administrator has to be paid. The custodians have to be paid. Security has to be paid. And so it's the cost seemingly is not a lot, but like it can be a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 depending on who has to be in that space to ensure that it's going to be safe. And so just as a, ask them if your middle school principal is about it, then they could probably convince high school principals or another principal who has an indoor gym that is nice, to at least hear you out.
Also, pro tip: if the principal doesn't get back to you, you can reach out to the parent coordinator for the school.
Mhm.
Because sometimes the principals
Yeah.
don't respond.
Yeah, I have a direct
Also true.
contact to the assistant principal because that's who I've been planning this tournament with.
Perfect.
So,
Cool.
and I also met with the principal. It was actually funny because I made that connection because I saw him at this. I worked as an intern for like a youth organization,
Mhm.
and they were at the principal like conference in
Mhm.
Brooklyn, and I actually happened to see my principal there, like my principal there. And I was like, oh, hey, like I run and
Yeah.
yeah, he invited me back to the school, and I talked to him and made a connection with the assistant principal.
Do you have a flyer for this upcoming?
I do have one. Oh man, I have them printed too. I just didn't.
It's okay. You can always email it to to Alex, and then we can share it on our social media as well. It's not the most robust, but we've got like 1,000 followers.
Oh, no, that's what I have.
Something.
And I like to send out email blasts to different schools and like organizations in the community too. So if you want to promote it that way, just let people know. Send it to me. I'll email it out to people. Yeah.
Is there a cap on the amount of people that can participate at the upcoming event?
The upcoming PSC event.
Yeah.
There would not.
Is
be-
it just those students or students from all over?
It's just students from high school. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I know that like a big problem with at least reaching out to different schools and letting them use your space is the fact that
Yeah.
I don't want it to be exclusive. So I mean, I know naturally starting off, I had to make things exclusive to this school because it's my school.
Yeah.
But the end goal is, as I mentioned in my presentation, like I don't want things to be exclusive. I want kids from the area to be able to come into the space.
Here, I'm going to give you a little bit of a different perspective. I think a big thing is safety, and there's rival anything and everything in schools. And so, just as a thought, starting with younger kids that are coming from different schools as they build relationships, it's more camaraderie and like competition as opposed to like the other kind of competitive nature where
It becomes a
principals-
beef.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so like you build this idea of like where it's about the game and we want to have this be a healthy competition. But because I know you, because I've grown up doing and having an interaction with you because of this program, that beef is far less likely because you've grown the relationships that they were kids. Like I'm just thinking as a principal, like if you tell me that we're gonna bring a bunch of kids from, all over community district 11, I'm gonna have a lot of trepidation around it because I don't know. I know my kids, and I know my kids are gonna behave a particular way. I don't know how those other kids are gonna behave, and so just as a perspective around like I think it is smart to start with a school and have it be, that particular school and the students there, and then start branching out potentially with other schools that they already have some kind of like relationship or connection to. Because the big thing is like it's beef, and like anyway, like it's a great idea and I love it. I'm putting all the other I see all the other aspects of
From a
this.
psycho perspective, I hadn't thought about it like that.
Yeah, safety. And Stephanie, you can probably speak to this too. Is like the number one thing that we are constantly talking about. How do we keep kids safe? It's like it's always the first thing to talk about for any event. Don't lose kids, but also how are we going to mitigate any sort of like interactions that are going to be potentially negative? But like communities, can we click?
Game sort of list.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With like elected representatives.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Get out the knee braces.
yeah. I mean, well, I don't get it.
Or
Like,
like the
have
precinct
the-
council.
yeah.
Yeah.
Elected officials play against the kids, like adults versus students, which I ain't playing in that game.
I mean, that's exactly what I want my community to be. Like something like that. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know, the kids get to play against the cops, and like I think it's funny, and I think the kids would actually enjoy it. Like, not in the way that you would want them to
Yeah.
enjoy it, but they would enjoy it.
I will will say
I
this.
mentioned NYPD also because of how the communities are with NYPD and NYPD is with the communities, and I
Mhm.
feel like that's a good engagement
Yeah.
for us to like break that barrier,
Mhm.
because we all have our certain feelings about police officers, but they're not all the same. You know what
Mhm.
I'm s- And they also have all of these other programs for youth that they could be engaging in. So I feel like with having that engagement of them participating in the community, that is not just community affairs, is what builds the community.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I was going to mention that, every summer at Zimmerman Playground, there's always Janice, one of our board members. She does like a family peace jam every summer, at Zimmerman. And, I was there not this past summer, but the summer before. And it was really nice to see, piggybacking off of what Stephanie's talking about. At one point, I looked over at the court and I saw NYPD playing with the kids, and I got some pictures and it was like, oh man, like that's community,
Yeah.
like that's community, and it's building a relationship and yeah.
And I think just building off that too, one of the things that's going to help you grow this organization is just going to be building those relationships with different institutions.
Mhm.
Having people know you, and being excited about your organization. I think also the idea of inviting legislators to these events.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you need money, elected officials have money.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to, speak to them and, tell them about your organization, but it's a totally different thing for them to attend, see, feel the energy of the event, see these kids, engaging and get excited about it, might be more persuasive, as far as, a possible avenue of funding. So I think that's a really
Yeah.
good idea too.
So where's PS 89 and really whose council district is that?
It's on
Gosh.
Williamsbridge and Mace. It's on Mace Avenue in Williamsbridge. It's like right on the block of Pelham Parkway houses. I wouldn't know which councilman it is.
So
Which school?
89, PS 89.
Mace and
Okay.
I think it would be
I think that's
Aldeball.
Shirley, yeah, I think that's
Shirley,
Shirley
yeah.
Aldeball.
Yeah, I think so too. It's PS 89.
Is that the elected official of the area?
Yeah,
That's the city
the
council.
city council
one,
person.
Yeah. Actually, we
Oh, yeah, I know where this is. I walked by this. Oh, I have walked by it. So, where's that? Oh, the one school is here. Like, do you have any relationship with the Christopher Columbus School at all?
I have talked with the coach of their basketball team on the Zoom call before, and we both follow each other's pages, and we speak from time to time. That was when I was still doing this basketball, and I was looking for a space to host some events inside of it. I had talked to him, and he told me essentially like it's like really hard to do that
Because of the 4 or 5 schools that exist there, or because it's a Saturday, or
because of the 4 or 5 schools that exist there.
yeah, and Saturday programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I could definitely like lean away from having it on Saturdays. My flexibility is completely dependent. So if you say I probably shouldn't, I won't.
I mean,
yeah.
I think it really just depends on the school.
Mhm.
And like different schools are going to have different, like there's the Bronx School of Visual Arts that just built their brand new gym that finished, I don't know, a couple years ago, 2 years ago. And I don't know if they have programming on Saturday. And so that could be a spot. Like
Mhm.
your principal, given the proximity, might know who this principal is and might be like, oh yeah, like come, or maybe even inviting that principal to the event that's happening in May so they can see it. And like, you know what I mean? Like giving them a visual. Because if it works there, it could potentially work for their students as well. And I've heard from people in the community that kids love to play because there's an outdoor basketball court right next to the indoor gymnasium, and they'll hop the fence and kids will play till all hours of the night. So kids want to play. So I think it would be if we could potentially open it up to people in the community, that could be a good spot.
What was the name of the school?
Bronx School of Visual Arts. It's right across from
From Brady.
Brady Court.
Like where that, like that met. If you go on Bronxdale, towards the end of Bronxdale, there's like a clinic kind of
Yeah.
in that plaza there.
Mhm.
It's like up the block from,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes,
And
yes. I know which school you're talking about.
And that's only one school, so you're like not really competing for space for multiple schools.
Mhm.
And so if you picked out a particular day ahead of time, they could potentially like reserve it and just make sure all the things are in place. And it would be great just for the school in general. I'm sure we'd do some kind of tournament or I don't know.
Also, what was the name of the maybe you put the
So the Shirley Aldebal is the city councilwoman.
okay.
And then you could also reach out to the state assemblyman. John Zakaro is pretty active in the community.
Mhm.
And then also the state senator is Gustavo Rivera.
And you said state assembly. Wait,
So yeah, Zakaro is an assembly member. And then Rivera is the state senator. And I think they're more accessible than I think the federal
Mhm.
representatives. Richie Torres. So
Yeah.
Richie Torres is the congressman, and then you have the federal senators. But I think they're a little more difficult
Yeah.
to access and than our state representatives. But they do have like discretionary funding that they commit to things. I think I'm kind of learning this process now, but it's different. Sort of, it works differently with city versus the state representatives. But if you want to reach out to them, we do have like relationship with those representatives. We might be able to put you in contact.
yeah, I would definitely like to reach out to them.
Okay.
That'd be a great next step.
Yeah.
Do the elected officials they don't talk until the public hearing's over.
at our meeting,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, it's
that
after the gallery.
could be a good way to like sign up for public. No,
I-
because they'll be there. And you could introduce yourself to at least their what do you call their representatives? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do that too. Yeah.
So every month at our general meeting, there's a 2 minute, anyone who wants to speak can speak for 2 minutes on a topic. So you're always welcome to come to, when is ours this month? I forgot.
It is
20.
the 22nd, I think.
So like our general meeting is the 23rd.
23rd.
And so, there's always that open time where people are allowed 2 minutes to speak on something of interest. You can come, you could say, hey, my name is, so-and-so, and I'm here to talk to you about this organization. I'd like to, put the word out to the community. We're interested in working with people, da, 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 da. And at least you put it out there, you're on the record. And at the same time, the representatives for the electeds are usually, if they're not in person, they're online. And they always share their contact information as well. So, you know, I mean, it's a start. And then there's sometimes community members who are like super active and maybe will say, hey, let's
Yeah.
chat, let's
Yeah.
work together.
Yeah.
We might, you know.
And board members too, who just, you know, they're not part of this committee, but they're very active in the community and they, you know someone. NYPD is there sometimes. Yeah, it might be if you, you know, let me know and, you know, I'll get back to you about details and stuff. But if you wanted to get up and make a quick statement and, just kind of, again, you know, letting people know that you're out there and building those relationships could be, you know.
I might be interested in coaching at these clinics. I used to coach
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah, I mean, of course, yeah, that would be the only thing holding me back. Like, I would just want like somebody to actually coach.
Yeah.
So,
I think I heard
Can I
Stephanie, just say something.
can I add a comment as well, a suggestion?
Yeah.
Also, if he could check Baychester Waves, they have an organization that in their school.
yeah,
And
I
the
actually
person
played
is
at
well
this.
known.
Yeah, I played at this organization. It's called
Huh?
Whiz Kids, right? Whiz Kids.
Yes.
Mm,
I mean, it was with Coach Muxie.
yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
And I feel like that could also, like, talking with him could give you more of an insight on how was he able to get into the school, meaning big piggybacking on what the ear said about the safety.
Mhm.
Because we could get any programs in the school, but when it comes to safety, is something that we have to be sure on who's liable on what. So maybe you could cover that with him by having a talk with him. There's all the spaces they they're able to be accessible, but like I said, is more the deal with the safety issue on how we're gonna cover if a student is gets hurt in the program, things like that.
Okay.
But I think that would be a great start for you, because he's well known and he has support from elected officials for that program that could give you an insight on how you could get established.
Okay. Yeah, that would be that. That would be great. That's a great idea. Yeah, I was actually a participant at his camps when I was younger, and I guess I never thought to actually, go and reach out to him. Thank
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
All right. How do you spell? Oh, how do you spell your name?
ANASHE.
ANASHE.
Yes.
And then last name is
UFU
oh,
MAKA.
I don't know what I heard.
And maybe another portion that maybe you could think of, like, for the community, right? The adults. So I hear you there that the kids are jumping the fence to play basketball, but some of the adults as well wants to play basketball. Then maybe you could expand to that because some of the adults they still want to play.
Right. Yeah.
And they could, and I heard that you said about like a portion of going from like either the shirts or like a membership. So the adults, if they if they're enrolling with their child, maybe you could have like a set membership for them.
I like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's true. The event that I want to propose to SUV, to Stand Up to Violence, would actually consist of adults playing because it was a 1 day tournament idea on Juneteenth, and the person that I know at SUV, he's like a basketball coach. He has a bunch of kids that he like coaches and stuff. So I was thinking he gets 5 players or like 6 players from like each age division. It would be 14U, 16U, 19U, and adults, and I would do the same. and create 4 teams from people that I know, people that participate in my programming. And we would have a 1-day tournament. We'd have refs. We'd have a scoreboard, and we would just play 4 full-length games. And essentially, it could be like 2-5 athletics versus Jacoby stand-up to violence, and it would be something like that. And
Love that.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Mhm.
and if you're willing to be a part of my adult team, it would be.
You know, I'm giving that up. My
I know
God.
how to play. I know how to play.
Stephanie's
Let me
playing
find
away.
out.
Stephanie's playing away.
You got a 3? You got a jumper?
Hey, let's see what we still got, but I know how to play. I could throw a little something, something.
Um,
I like volleyball and tennis too.
oh,
Oh yeah, wait, that is another thing. Like one day I don't want to keep this to just basketball.
Mhm.
I figured I started out with basketball because basketball is a sport that I'm most familiar with, and it's also, I would say, the most popular sport in this area.
Mhm.
But naturally, I want to expand to different things like volleyball and flag football and other sports that kids are interested in.
Mhm. Okay.
That's why it's called 2-5 athletics and not 2-5 basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
Excellent. It's great to have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for
that.
coming. And
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah.
well, let's keep in contact because, like I said, we have connections with different people. Happy to like facilitate those connections and like, we're a resource here for you. So if you need something, just let me know and see what we could do. Yeah.
Thank you.
And you
Yeah.
can send the details to that event if I am able. I would like to at least come see it. What's the date?
May 2nd, and it would start at 9 a.m.
I'm not available, but
To
you said at 9 a.m.
2 p.m.
Yeah, that's right.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Nope. And Nashe.
Yes.
Nashe. Thank you, Nashe.
Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Will he share the flyer for that date?
Yes, I could share it right now. I'm pretty sure I have it on my laptop. I will send it. Oh wait, I don't have Wi-Fi.
Thank you.
Here's the hotspot if you want to use that.
Yeah, if you send it to me, I can pass it along to people. If you want to send it to me.
Yeah.
That's the name, and then the password is that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let's move on to the next item on the agenda, Juneteenth event.
Yeah. I
Cynthia.
haven't even started any kind of planning. So Father's Day this year is June 21st. We've always tried to keep Juneteenth close to Father's Day. I know last year, Stacy was concerned about the dating kind of coinciding with primaries.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even looked that far
Oh,
ahead.
really?
Let's see.
I didn't think about that.
Because or is there, does it even, that's April.
What is this?
Oh, wait, what was that, June what?
Primary election, early voting is June. So I think.
I mean,
June 23rd.
Okay,
it's election day, but
right.
so there's all those days leading
Yeah,
up.
personally, I don't, I don't particularly care. You know what I mean? Like for me, primaries, no primaries, I don't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got an
Yeah.
opportunity.
So Father's Day is the 21st. Our first one coincided on a Father's Day. I have two talk to Jeanette because there was the question whether or not Brady Court would be available this year. But Jeanette did let me know that it's still a possibility,
Mhm.
which would make things a lot easier.
Right.
Of, having to secure a location or not.
Right.
What I know last year I shared like the spreadsheet, kind of keeping track of who was giving,
Yeah.
donations and all of that. We can start something like that again this year.
Yeah.
And then just start, trying to get donations from people last year. Last year we did really well. I think for me the biggest challenge has been speakers, and particularly a keynote, and then just entertainment of some sort that is
Age appropriate.
number one, age appropriate and culturally appropriate to
Right.
the day. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like I don't want to just kind of pick people and,
Yeah.
it's like Puerto Rican girl, picking out the Juneteenth, it's like it seems a little off. So like whatever, if we can make it a kind of team thing, if you know anyone, or if you know someone who knows someone.
Yeah.
Every year we also do.
What was the performance last year?
Last year there was David Mills is a poet. He wrote like a African. It was a book of poetry. Enslaved Africans in New York or in the Bronx.
Mhm.
I actually have the book at home. So he came and he read some stuff from his book, and then we had a praise dancer. We had a dance troupe. I think off the top of my head, those are the main things that we did last year. And then who was the keynote?
Are they able to block off the street? We didn't block off the street last
We
year.
would have to file for a permit.
Right in front.
The plaza,
Yeah.
you mean?
Across the street.
We didn't use it last year. I know that's something that we've talked about in the past. I think we would need to get a permit for that.
Okay.
Which I'm like, I'm down for whatever. I know that the first year I couldn't attend because I was working that day. But the first year they had a grill, like they had a legit barbecue. It was a Father's Day, Juneteenth barbecue, and
At Brady Court.
at Brady Court, like they
Yeah.
had, I think it was outside.
Let's make it a block.
I would love that.
Yeah. The real, maybe with the theme of, with everything happening, just like resilience is too common, but something, I don't know.
Yeah, I know that like Camelia from the Morris Park bid. Of course, Brady Court is outside of her bid, but one of the suggestions she had given was maybe making it a America 250, like perspective.
Oh, interesting.
It's like yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah, so and we can talk offline and kind of get more planning ideas. But what I'll do is I'll start with the list of the donations we got last year, and then I think I still have the program from last year.
Is there,
Yes, Stephanie.
Cynthia, is there a way to partner with the city council for the Juneteenth?
So what the budget that we have, which is not huge, part of that budget is from the previous council member. She had given us some money, and quite a chunk of it went towards the Juneteenth event. I think. Let me see. The thing is, right now, long story short, yes. you
I
know,
only asked because Jamal Bailey and Kevin Riley, they partner up to do the Juneteenth event
yes, I actually left
on
a
that
message.
side. So like maybe if we partner up with her and John Carroll, maybe like that could help us in our event.
Yeah, because last year, let's see, I'll tell you right now. Congressman Torres gave us, the VP gave us, like, she gave us beverages and stuff. The Congressman Torres gave us some funds. Senator,
But I mean also about like performances, like how you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Um they know people
right,
about organizations like how what you're saying to keep it cultural for
yeah,
the event.
yeah. I know that I reached out to Riley's office a couple of weeks ago, and
Okay.
yeah, I got a call back because I spoke to Andy, I think it was, and I left a message for Jamal, but he hasn't had a chance to return my call, so I guess I have to follow up and see. But yeah, definitely.
No problem. Thank you.
Like
No,
2 months
thank you.
away.
Huh?
It's like 2 months away.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's
This year.
we know it. I know.
This year is just so
Scary.
fast. Okay, so more to come.
Yeah.
I really like an idea of just a good old barbecue with some performances.
Yeah.
And who were you
Mhm.
saying?
And
Who-
maybe you could have some schools perform.
Yeah, I was
Some
thinking
schools
that.
have performance. Like they could have bands. And we also have City Stage in Morris Park.
Morris Park Avenue.
They do performances. They do dancing. My daughters used to go there.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right
Right here. Yeah, they're right there across the street. Okay.
Yeah, and they like they do acrobats, they do different things.
Oh,
So I'm like
Okay.
maybe they could do like a performance as well.
Okay.
okay, so more to come.
Yeah.
We gotta start really.
Yeah.
Where'd the food come from? It was donated or you bought it?
So we actually bought it. Malcolm, who you've
Oh,
met,
yeah.
Malcolm had
Yeah.
somebody he went to college with or something who has like a nonprofit. He's a 501c, or
Yeah.
a city vendor. He's a city vendor, and but we had to pay. So it's like
Mhm.
whenever possible,
We'd like
you
to
know,
be donated.
we'd like things donated because
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Could we, so maybe within offline, within the next couple of weeks, at least like nail down the day?
okay.
And are we opposed to Friday? I'm
Um,
opposed to Friday, but I'm thinking like the weekend versus, I don't, yeah, I don't know,
Weekdays are challenged because people,
work.
yeah,
But but not everybody gets it off.
right.
Okay. We don't want to take,
Oh yeah, I do get Juneteenth off work. Actually. So
Yeah.
if it's on the day, I could go.
question.
Yeah.
Do we partner with Morris Park Association for this as well?
I don't know if we've ever.
I just say because they have memberships
Yeah,
and
I
maybe they
definitely.
could help with like donating or partnering with us in some way.
Yeah, I'll add them to the list of to the mailing list of people because usually I write a letter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever reached out to like Morris Park, Vipeka, Pelham Parkway. I mean, I don't think I've ever sent them like an official, like, hey, do you want to partner with us on this? So,
Man, I'm not sure if they would be able to contribute money. I think it's a little tight, at least with Marsh
Yeah.
Park. But I mean, well, I don't know. You could ask. I don't. But
You can ask what their contributions could
Not money, but maybe they know an organization or maybe a restaurant that could donate the food.
be.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
they know a lot of people, so
I will say that like finding like it's been a challenge, but like around here,
Yeah.
almost everything is Italian,
Mm.
right?
I
And
don't
so
know.
it's just been a challenge finding a place that
I
Yeah.
just mentioned the membership because
Yeah.
that makes them more with network.
yes, no, I get you.
Yeah, very Italian. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Or closer to me, a lot of Eastern European, or
Right.
Puerto Rican, or Dominican. A lot
Yeah.
of Dominican. Uh,
Yeah.
mm, maybe some doubles and roti.
I love me some roti.
that'll be great. I love roti.
All right.
To be continued.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephanie.
No problem. I also saw them on Facebook. That's what made me think of it.
Forest
I'm
Park?
like, we're neighbors. We should ask each other, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, for sure. All righty. Yeah.
All right.
I've got something for this next one. The Youth Leadership Award.
Okay.
I have a thought and an idea. One, we should add that photo waiver to the application for next year, just so that if they are chosen, we don't have to worry about asking afterwards.
At the where how did it was it after the awards were given?
Well, I took a
Or-
bunch of pictures and sent them to Jeremy and Alex, and then Jeremy said we need to get some kind of like photo release.
Okay.
And then I don't know if the stadium is even going to ask.
Yeah.
And Gia didn't say anything to me about it, so
Right.
but just to like cover bases,
Yeah.
I was telling Alex I'm so used to doing this for the DOE.
Right.
Like we're hyper fixated on having and being aware who has releases versus who doesn't.
Yeah.
So to just ease of whatever to have that added on, and I
To the application.
yeah,
That makes sense.
and I would also like to get next year's application completed within like updated for next year, Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that way we don't do
Yeah.
and we can post it earlier, so hopefully we can reach out to people sooner to just get more applications. We had a lot from Sim,
Yeah.
but just to diversify the application pool
Yeah.
a little bit more, and it won't take a lot to,
We could probably ask Jeremy to update it now.
Yeah.
Because it's
I
over.
can make a flyer,
Yeah.
so it'll just be done.
And can we also add there the questions like that Jeremy was asking in the email with the some were missing the date of birth of the addresses, that we should like emphasize that the application should be filled out completely. That way we don't have to go back to who referred them to get the information, or less they're gonna miss out on the opportunity because of the timeline.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Valid.
Because they all sent us their resume, and I feel if they're sending us their resume, in the resume you're supposed to put your address.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about that actually, and because they're students or minors, some had it and some didn't, and I was like, oh, it kind of makes sense. If anything, if they put the address as the school, but like to put the address of a minor on a resume that you're given, I get really like I
Yeah.
think about like safety.
Yeah.
Should they
I
not? I hear you.
like
Steph.
I see that, but as well it goes to,
It's
but
like-
the application is very thorough, so I feel like the principal can refer the student without talking with the parent to see if they're okay with it.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe they could get the waiver on that end before sending it to us.
Yeah. I also was wondering if we could make it a Google form for as an option too, just as a way to when we're reviewing it to print it off. Because one of the applications, the text was so small,
Mm.
and I'm like, this is annoying because I can't really like put it on even then still. But just as a way to make it more accessible. I know it's adding another element, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm fine with making the form if it.
Yeah, I mean, how much? It's not a week's worth of time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can come up with a Google form quick.
Maybe we could link that on the
Yeah.
the form there.
Yeah.
People might prefer to do that, and then I
Right.
guess, can you attach a resume to a Google
I
form?
can create a way for them to edit.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any privacy concerns about having information, especially information from minors, transmitted to us through Google? Do we need to be concerned about that? Because it's like now it's a third party
Yeah.
that is Google has that information, and then they're giving we have it and Google has it.
Right.
I mean,
don't
if
know.
we're emailing their resumes, they already got
True.
it. They have it.
True.
Google form. You know, it's really just
Yeah.
like I don't want to read the small text of someone's
Yeah.
trying to edit it in PDF, whatever,
Yeah.
that doesn't know how to create the font. That's no shade to anybody.
Yeah.
But I just was like, boy, there's a better way. Or just attach it. Attach a Word doc with the actual right. Anyway,
Yeah.
nitpicking. But
And what's the age?
I think it's 14 to
So-
22.
To 22.
Yeah.
So next year, our guest here
Oh,
can actually
yeah.
apply
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
apply
yeah.
to.
for the Yankee Leadership Award.
Yeah.
it's actually pretty cool. So you get they give you a check for $750, and then you get to take part in a ceremony on the field at Yankee Stadium before a game. So you get to walk on a Yankee Stadium before the game, and they do a big
Yeah.
section like that. Yeah.
Is that like a citywide thing?
It's just a
I think it's a
Bronx
big
thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must be maybe a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
50 years.
Yeah, I don't think the Mets do it.
No, I don't think so.
I've heard just informally that it's related to the subsidies the Yankees got for the new stadium. That part of the bargain for that was that they did this.
Oh, like a community benefits agreement.
Yeah.
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 Damn.
So that's why I was a little upset this year when they
Sounds
kind of
about right.
rushed us because they rushed us this
Yeah.
year. They were like, all right, you're please next week, get everybody
Yeah.
ready. And I was like, we paid for you to have a new stadium.
Right.
That's give us a little bit of time to do this thing right.
I did talk to her about that, and she said that things get more complicated later in the season because there's a bunch of pre-game thing. I mean, they can make it work. Fair answer. But I was like, it's cold, and it drags on, but it's cold right now. And
Yeah.
one of the kids was like, "Yo, ma'am, can we get hand warmers?" She's like, "Oh my God, we actually sell those in the gift shop." And she said, "Do you have gift shop money?" And she's right.
Yeah.
And I thought about that too. There should be vouchers for food if you're going to give us a award. I know they get a check, but just to the full integrity
Yeah.
of the whole
Yeah.
thing, and to I'm actually might just
To make it a comprehensive
Yeah.
experience, sort of.
comprehensive experience.
Right. An enjoyable
There's
experience.
stuff to tell voucher.
Yeah.
I thought that was very cheap. Anyway.
Yeah.
So only 4 people won it, and they didn't even give a
5 people.
voucher.
5 people from every community board
Yeah.
in the Bronx. So 1 through
Every community.
1 through 12. Yeah.
So 60 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you are charging as much as you're charging for seats, it's like a drop in the bucket. And I'm wrong. And I'm not-
Yeah,
I don't remember what year we
you
started.
know,
I should probably just.
we're actually just recording that, man. So. Um, some of the thing about, we could reach out to them about, we could ask.
Yeah.
About improving the experience, and yeah, just giving us more of a heads up, because I know this year they gave us a deadline, which they
Yeah.
didn't give us last year, but last year I think we had like 2 months to, because we have to do, get everything ready for the students.
Yeah.
And then we also have to distribute over 100 tickets within the community.
Oh, I forgot about.
And so
we do that.
We do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And so last year we had like 2 months to do it, and this year I like sent them. I'm like, here's our applicants, and then they immediately emailed us back. We're like, all right, the game's next week. Here, like, get ready. And me and Jeremy just spent our entire Friday just organizing things. No, I mean,
Appreciate it.
but I was like, what the heck,
That's okay. Yeah, I think we should definitely advocate for
At least more
it
of a
to be
heads
a
up.
little bit later. And yeah, if you know the date already in September or whenever preseason starts, let us know every community board when that game's going to be.
Yeah, and yeah, see if there's maybe a concession thing we could get at least for the students.
Definitely going to ask her that.
Yeah.
Email her. Don't worry. I will. Because they do it for the Bronx STEM Fair, all the kids. Granted, there's no baseball game happening, but all the schools they get vouchers for all the kids to eat. So
And I think the Yankees have more money, so.
yeah. Oh, I mean,
I will say I work for the New York Islanders, and when we have like kids come in like on like an encore performance, something like that, like they get like free tickets and like they get food vouchers as well.
Yeah.
Now they are getting $150, but I mean I don't think food vouchers are very like hard for
Yeah,
like
you know, how much-
organizations.
especially the food that we know they're throwing out at the end of the day,
yeah.
like it can go on somebody's belly. So
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea. Just to, like, I definitely want to communicate with them early on about coordinating things differently for the next year. Yeah, I was just kind of surprised. Yeah, and thank you, Dia, for going to the.
yeah, I was tired and feeling sick. But once I was there, I was like, oh, this is really. It was the kids. The kids were just themselves in
Yeah.
their true fashion. And Diana gave David my number just to make sure he got there. Super shy kid, but opened up a little bit. I mean, it was nice seeing his family. And we're like, okay, we're doing it. And I think another kid from Community Board World I ended up talking to, it was his first time to the stadium. And so I don't know, it felt really good because the kids felt really good.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful day, minus the weather. Got some great pictures.
Yeah, no, it looked really fun. If I'm in a different situation for childcare next year, I might try to do it.
Oh, I'm calling dibs from here on out. Sorry, Stephanie. I'll be there next year.
No worries.
Okay. So yeah, let's try to get the new form updated as soon as possible. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, we'll figure it out. But
Yeah, I would say. I think I still have access. It's an Adobe file, right? Is it a PDF?
it is PDF, yeah.
I have to check to see if I still have my Adobe access because I did have it.
Yeah.
I was trying to get to see if the staff can get it, but that alone has held up any updates to forms.
Shouldn't they have access to it?
That's a whole other conversation.
Because all DOE employees have free access to
Yeah.
Adobe Express. My guess is
Yeah.
I messaged Keep it. All right. So we need to pick a day for the Bronx Zoo tour.
Well, so I guess just discussing it. So it got held up a little bit just because I didn't realize that I had access to the other community board members' emails until Cynthia pointed out to me how to use Excel.
Google form, yeah.
Google form. Because I was like, well, I don't. Someone give me the emails. And it was like, it's on the bottom tab.
It took me a while to set up for that. It's not that I had this like inherent knowledge.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just gotta. I have the names of everyone who wants to go. I'm gonna send out an email. I'm still waiting for the Bronx Zoo to get back to me about Lisa's question regarding whether it could be on a weekend or after business hours. I mean, I haven't heard back from them, but I assume it's gonna be no, because if that was an option, they probably would have offered it.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
Yeah. They're doing it within their work hours.
Yeah.
Which
It's a behind the scenes tour of the Bronx Zoo, so I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
complain. It's still really generous of them. But that will affect how many people are going. But they said, they want to do it in April or May, so we gotta send them the dates ASAP. It's probably gonna be sometime in May at this point.
we need to select the date.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna send out a group email and with some proposed dates, and then once we pick something, I'll forward it to the Bronx Zoo.
Is your proposed date on a Friday?
It could be. Do you want to do it this Friday? Work better for you?
Yes.
I would probably work better for
May
me.
22nd looks real good for me.
Wait, hold on. May 22nd. Let me look. Let me look.
It looks good for me,
May
May 22nd.
22nd.
29th, that's before the holiday.
Okay.
May 22nd.
Let me
Oh, it says May 22nd. I think that's it.
I'm gonna email it to you. So maybe I'll just send these out to everyone.
Oh, I could definitely do a May 22nd.
So
Pre-program a sick day. Actually, no, I won't.
Dang.
Bronx Zoo for enrichment. That way.
What we said? We said May 22nd. What are the dates?
22nd looks good for me.
I mean, you're the chair, so if you say we're going May 22nd, we're going May 22nd.
And it works for me. Just blocked it off on my calendar. So just say whatever this is.
Send the calendar invite.
Oh, is it?
I just gotta check my work schedule, which I don't have access to right now. But I don't think I have. What day is Memorial Day weekend?
So what?
What day is Memorial Day weekend?
It's the 29th, I think.
So it's
Oh,
the
no,
following
no.
week.
The 25th is
The 20th,
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Oh, so that would be the Friday before the weekend.
So that might not
27 might
work
not be
for
good.
me, and it might not work for other people. 'cause
Yeah,
they
no,
could be
because a lot of
traveling.
people go away.
Yeah.
It still works for me. If we do it in the morning, people can travel in the afternoon.
I mean, for what it's worth, I am a member of the zoo, so I don't have to go.
Is that the
I'd be
only day
okay.
you could go that much?
No, like I
definitely
got,
can't do the
I'm
15th.
off the entire week of the 18th.
I can't do the 29th.
And then I could do the 8th.
I'm on
May.
vacation the next week. Our June meeting, I'll probably end up missing.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'll be on vacation as officially as today. We could do April. What about May 1st?
I can possibly. I'll send these dates out in the group email and see
Okay.
how people respond.
Okay.
Oh, we didn't get to gallery yet.
No,
Is there anyone
Is
here?
anyone online?
I don't think so. So May 1st, May 8th, maybe sometime the week of May 18th, May 22nd, but that might not work for a lot of
Yeah.
people. Um,
first. Wait, can you go back to that real quick? May 1st, May 8th. Entire week of, is that April? April
May
18th?
no, May 18th. May 18th. I think it's just that whole, Cynthia was just saying what her
I'm off that
availability-
entire week, so
Okay.
I'm flexible.
So yeah, I mean, we could maybe do something earlier in the week.
Yeah, I will make it work. And well, as long as it doesn't interfere with the school visit. The 18th. Okay. Okay, gallery. Anybody in gallery?
Okay, so
May 22nd, you said.
okay, gallery. I don't think there's anyone here. So no gallery. No motions. Any old business? Any new business? Okay. I move to adjourn this meeting of the Education, Culture, and Youth Services Committee.
Second.
Anyone opposed? No? All right. This meeting of the Education, Culture, and Youth Services Committee is adjourned at 8:38 p.m. on April 9th, 2026.
Excellent.
Take care, Stephanie.
Yeah, feel better.
Good night.
Thank you. Get home safe, everyone.
Thank
Will
you.
do. The old Rainbow Road.
Also, I'm sorry, the